The future of construction projects planned for Interstate 35 now in the hands of a very divided Congress, and the stakes are high for Central Texans.
What they decide will determine how long you'll sit in traffic. KXAN's Phil Prazen picks up the story with what the president asked for last night.
Tonight, I'm calling on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment that our country so desperately needs.
The project right at the top of the list in Central Texas is expanding I-35, adding more lanes. But the biggest question has always been, who's going to pay for it?
The federal government doesn't have the available revenue to do the projects that they need to do.
David White from Texans for Traffic Relief says the only realistic way to revamp I-35 in a short time without raising taxes is to partner with the private sector through managed toll lanes or tax credits.
The people that I talk to that drive on this road every day, they want options. They want as much capacity as possible.
There was an earlier plan to add managed lanes on I-35. That came to a halt when Governor Abbott and Lieutenant Governor Patrick came out against adding more tolls.
They like the service, they don't want to pay for it, and that's the problem that we've encountered.
Austin Congressman Lloyd Doggett favors the federal government paying for more directly. And he says while Republicans dislike toll roads, they dislike federal taxes and spending more.
The failure of agreement in order to get revenue into these projects is what has held things up, I think, in Washington and in Austin.
Because of that, Doggett says a bipartisan agreement on infrastructure is possible, but not likely. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
So taxes or tolls coming up tonight on KXAN News at 9 and 10. We'll talk to a UT Austin professor who shows us the reality of paying for a $1.5 trillion plan.
In 2015, lawmakers decided to dedicate $2.5 billion per year to Texas highways. Voters overwhelmingly approved of the measure by a constitutional vote. But earlier this year, lawmakers used a budget trick to delay the payment until the next budget year so they could balance the budget.
Well, it was a